Snowy Splendor, Book 1, Echo of the Mountain, Short Story 7, written by Naseem Achakzai. It was a nice day. One of the qualities of a nice day is its clarity. So this day had clarity. The dry, sandy smell was the dominant force of the area because it was dry, mountainous land. One of the peaks of the huge mountain gave an impression of good looks. This huge mountain gave the touch of peace. Its each stone and gravel was feeling relaxed. There was a round, huge stone laying near the peak was called the Beauty. This Beauty did not have patience and satisfaction. The Beauty wanted to roll down to the lap of the mountains. It wanted to be carried away by strong waves of water. She desired to journey. This stone called Beauty hoped to see great valleys and plains. It always dreamed to move with the help of powerful floods. Movement was its desire. A movement was part of the knowledge that the Beauty had. It wanted to see and experience life in open fields. Fields are not as easy to be crossed as the Beauty needed. One day, the Beauty revealed its secret desire and showed it to the gigantic mountain. "I would like to quit this place. I want to move ahead," said the Beauty. "Come on, don't ever think about it," answered the honorable mountain. "Why not? Why shouldn't I move? It is my life. I have the right to decide about my gifted life. I'm free. I have freedom to think. I have freedom to act. I want to follow that, what I decide. I can move if I want. Why not?" said the Beauty angrily. But that anger did not seem nice with Beauty, because it was the only sign of beauty existed there on the peak of the mountain. "You should not, because your honor and weight is on the place as and where you are. A stone always lies heavy on its possessed suitable place. This suitability is your right place, my dear. Your right place is part of the beauty of your life. Don't lose it. It is your assigned place. Honor it. It will give you value. Feel beauty in it. It will give you more attraction. This assigned place has been your companion from centuries. This place will remain your companion forever. Let it be. Life out of your awarded proper circle is too difficult. You will be disturbed. You will be astonished to regret it, and teaching makes you," replied the mountain. "Not at all. It is my personal decision. It is my choice. It is my life. It is my gift. Let me deal it myself," said the Beauty. She gave this answer in a harsh way. Her harshness had an abrupt touch of misconduct. A misconduct makes a solid impression that can easily be understood like a figure. A figure always remains dominant everywhere. It was a blunt answer. She did not understand what the mighty mountain meant. She could not figure out that the equipment and tools of measurement always change with the changes of time and space. Actually, the great mountain had the experience of life. The mountain knew the meaning of change, particularly of space and time. The mountain knew how teaching makes. It had seen the process of millions of years. It also remembered when the plants and animals were born, how birds started flying, how insects moved first time, how the dinosaurs were born, how they were destroyed millions of years ago. It had the experience of the process of great and powerful eruptions of lava. The great mountain had enough through fire and water. It still contained the memory of many changes on planet Earth. The only magnificence of the mountain was its memory. It always also remembered the birth and settlement of this nice and round stone. It was the great mountain itself that had put the name of beauty on it. The great mountain remembered the terrible earthquake that had settled this round stone with other gravels near to its peak. That had occurred thousands of years ago. The beauty did not know anything about it. She did not know how she was born, how she was created, how she was brought up here. The beauty had no memory at all. That was its flaw. But the beauty had decided to move. Nothing could change its decision. She did not look to the path, nor she respected the peak of the mountain and its intelligence. The next day, early in the morning, the drops of rain started pouring down. The beauty was waiting for this kind of rain. She wanted to avail a chance to move down. The beauty knew that most of the soil of the site would be removed or would be made soft. There was a great chance merely to move. There was a chance to roll down easily. She just wanted to remove the rest of the soil that had kept her intact with the peak of the mountain. Now time was coming. She could have easily moved down, but the beauty desired to roll down intact with all its preciousness. She did not want to lose its round shape, nor did she desire to be broken into pieces. For this reason, the great mountain could have helped it, but the great mountain seemed serious and sober. The rain had just started falling from heaven. After a few seconds, the beauty was touched by one of the mountain's goats. It was a token of good luck. This lucky jolt gave her a chance to move. She moved happily. She started rolling down. This movement remained just for a short while, merely for a few seconds. Her pleasure had a sense of adventure too. She had stopped gently sloping down. She could feel that the great mountain had helped her during her rolling down to the way of the earth, but that help was wrapped in silence and honor. Great characters like the mountain was never ever show or talk about their help openly. They always keep silent. Silence is part of their honor. The great mountain did not want to have even the expression of thanks to be paid. The great mountain remained silent and sober forever, allowing the beauty to be moved and rolled down with care and assistance. The great mountain had lent its hand without letting the beauty to realize it. Some forces like great mountain help in silence. They never show. They never propagate. They never announce with louder voices. They never cry with pride and loudness. The mountain had helped her without seeking or trying to hear the words of thanks from her. The beauty wanted to pay her thanks, but the peak of the mountain had left far behind now. The mountain was far away from her touch and sight. Her voice was not that much powerful to reach onto the peak of the mountain right now. On her proper place, she was famous of her beauty and attraction. She was admired by each and every object. But over here, in the lap of this vast valley, she found no admiration. No sense of appreciation was part of the valley. Nothing paid its proper attention. Everything was dead around her. Everything was changed just within the span of a single moment. Change is a surprising thing everywhere. The beauty could not deliver her thanks. The stone which was called the beauty was rolled down from higher to lower place of the mountain. It touched the very beginning of the valley. It lay down idly. It had to wait for a powerful flood to be carried away in the enormity of the plains and lands. But there seemed no flood at all. It had to learn how to wait. It had to learn how to wait. Presently the reality did not appear what the beauty had dreamed once. As it was called, the beauty on its proper place on the peak of the mountain remained lonely for a long time. Her presence on present moments and its present place laid down lonely for a long time in the lap of that lonely desert. A few days later, the beauty was put on a donkey cart by a grinder maker. She was carried away. That was a journey of a few hours. Then she was laid down carelessly in a courtyard. She was ruthlessly thrown on a rough ground. She was thrown there in the open courtyard of a house. The beauty could see nothing from that courtyard except one of the greatest peaks of the mountain. That nice peak was visible, still visible. Not only in daytime, but the peak was more fine looking in the full moonlight. A few days later, early in the morning, the beauty felt as though it was receiving strokes of chisel and hammer on its sides and head. The voice of the chisel echoed. The hammer was entering in her soul. Its strokes were piercing into her veins. The beauty understood that, being stone, she was going to be carved. But to be carved in what shape? Or what kind of form was going to receive her beauty? That was the question. But in fact, to be carved was terrible. It was too difficult to be redesigned. The beauty did not know which shape had been selected for her or which form was selected for her becoming body. She only knew that the human hands were working on her. Days moved. They moved towards nights. Nights turned into weeks. Weeks formed months. The process went on. The drama of creation continued on. The process had a heavy time. The shape of the stone was changed into a fine grinder. Oh my goodness! Did I have to turn into a grinder? Sighed the stone of the grinder that a few days ago was called the beauty. In the meantime, the beauty that had turned into a grinder heard the voice of the mountain in an echo. It was the familiar voice and words of the great mountain, saying, "An object finds peace and calm on its assigned spot when it lives within the circle of its awarded time and space. Otherwise, you will have to spin. You will have to move forever like a grinder. If you left your native place like a stone, will never ever be relaxed." This time, the grinder stone could understand what the respected mountain really meant. But it was too late to be not what it really was, or to undo what had actually been done.